Hi, everyone, and welcome to another live stream. Oh, sorry, let me just mute everyone. Okay, so hello, people. So today we have a very special live. Today's live is focused on Golem, and but it's different from the usual ones that we've been having lately. Because today we have a Q&A session with two of the authors of Golem, namely Simone Luciani, who is also head of development in Creations, and the famous Virginio Gigli. To join them is Lisa De Micheli, International Sales and Marketing from Creations. So now let me pass the floor to Simone Luciani, who will introduce the game to those of you who didn't take part in the last live streams. But it will be short, don't worry. And then we'll get to the Q&A session with the questions you asked us during the past days. Hi, guys. Welcome. Thank you all for being here.
Hi, Rosita. Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So let's show the game on.
Okay.
Okay.
If you like to have a more detailed overview about the rules, you can see our previous video where is explaining in details all the game, and then you can see also a couple of turn. But just to have an overview for the people that who didn't look at the video, Golem is a game about the legend of the Golem of Prague, a theme. So you have the role of one of the powerful rabbi that create Golem from clay and move the Golem through the city to control the city, make interesting works.
And quei fisici di...
I'm sorry, something started on my screen.
Okay, and but this Golem, as in the famous legend, could create some problem because the Golem grow in strength during the game, and it's difficult to be controlled. And sometimes you can lose the control of the Golem that destroys something and create you some problem. The game is divided in 4 rounds, and in each round the player make 3 actions, 2 of them with a special action selection mechanism related with the mechanics of Grand Austria. So you throw marbles into this synagogue mechanism that divide the marble into 5 different rows, and you take the marble to perform the action connected to the row. But more marble are in the row, more strength you add to the action you perform. So there are also color in the marble that are important in the game, because with this colored marble you move your students in the path of Prague. The city of Prague, represented by the main game board, is divided into 3 different colored areas that is connected to the 3 main strategy in the game. So there are the ancient Prague with the magic book and with the old book and rituals, the commercial part of Prague with part of Prague where you can take clay and create the golems. So these are the 3 main strategy of the game. You, as I said, you perform 2 different actions, taking the marble, but you can perform a 3rd action, placing your rabbi in a special place where there is action tiles that change every round. This kind of mechanism, we find this kind of mechanism quite interesting because it mix a worker placement mechanics with an action selection mechanics in a nice way, because you can choose the order of the action. So you can place the rabbit first because you find a very interesting action, or delay the placement of the rabbit to take the marble because if someone steals your favorite marble, decrease the strength of your action. And this works quite well in our test. The games, as I said, is divided into 4 rounds, and there are several ways to score points. The game are very, very a lot of variability between game to game, and also a lot of option between the strategy that the player can choose.
That's fine. So thank you, Simone, for giving a quick overview on how the game works. During the live, please remember that we are here also to listen to your live question and comments, so that we can go deeper and see more in details all the mechanics, the tiles, and the items included in the game. But now we can start our Q&A session by asking some of the questions that we have collected during the past week. So Rosita will start asking some questions, and I will start answering as Pranio team. Then we will go deep into the game with the 2 authors that we have here today. And we also would like to say hello to Flaminia, that is part of the project as well, but couldn't be there with us today. So hi, Flaminia.
Hi, Flaminia. So let's start off with the hot topic, like when will Golem finally be available?
Okay. Yes. It took more than we expected, the development, but we really wanted to make sure to give you the game at its best. So we will release the game during the Essen Spiel this year. Finger crossed that everything will happen properly this year. So we strongly hope to meet all of you there this year. So the release of the game will be autumn for sure, for English and Italian. And lately we will announce all the partnership that we are establishing for the game all over the world.
Awesome. So so this also actually kind of gives the answer to the second question, which is, will it be a Kickstarter project or will it be sold retail, available retail?
Okay, now with this game, we will go directly to retail, so you will not have to wait anymore to have the game physically in your hands. So the wait is almost finished.
Right. And people are very impatient for that.
Yes, I would like also to thanks a lot all the gamers that during the past month have been following us and asking us about the game. So we really appreciate your support during this month of development for the game.
Great. So another question. So will Golem be available for everyone on Tabletop Simulator, or will it be available or be available on other platforms such as Board Game Arena and Tabletopia?
Okay, this is something we are discussing internally. So we will keep you updated about the timing and also the platform where the game will be available. We have received a lot of requests about this because a lot of people are curious to test the game. So we are listening to your requests, and we will let you know soon about this.
Okay, great. So my last question to you is so from Humpty Dumpty and Dale Rowe, what are the, well, let's say, guarantees towards the Jewish culture? Have you, let's say, respected the Jewish culture making this game?
Yes, sure. I would like to share with you more in details how we worked during the past month about that, because as said, the game is based on the legend of the Golem created by Rabbi Lowe, and given the fact that the atmosphere in the game is Prague in the 16th century, we decided to go deeper into the Jewish culture to try to represent correctly this environment. So our first move last year was to get in contact with the Central Rabbinic Institute in Milan, and there they suggested us to work with a consultant on the game. So we shared a rule book of the game since the very early stage, and we worked strictly with him to try to respect and represent correctly the Jewish culture. So, for example, to give you an idea of how we worked, one of the paths and the district that Simone showed to you before is connected to ancient knowledge, and so we decided to represent this knowledge with the Aleph letter. I hope to pronounce this correctly. That is properly one of the important letter in the Jewish culture. So representing the knowledge that is always connected to the rabbis, because the rabbis are always person with a wide culture, we can say an encyclopedic culture, to be a reference also for the community. Mm-hmm. So we work on this path, going through this concept that knowledge and letters as words are strongly important also in the legend, because you know that you probably know that the Golem is animated by using letter on his forehead. So by writing down the letter Hamet, this Golem is brought to life. So we tried to implement the Jewish culture in a correct way in the game, and we hope that you all will appreciate these and will find out that we studied a lot about that, and we tried to to give a correct representation of this culture without wanting to I can say just to make a tribute to this culture and try to avoid every kind of offense. Absolutely.
Okay.
So my answer can answer correctly the question, but if you have any other doubt about specific things in the game, just let us know, please.
Okay, so while we're at it, a lot of people actually are commenting as we speak. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of things also because it's for you, Adisa, mainly. So while we're at it, let's continue with you. So one question is, well, first of all, someone is saying action selection mechanism looks very intriguing, which is pretty good, right? Then thanks for considering making the online implementations available. The game looks awesome from what I saw, but that's no surprise considering the designers. So congratulations to you both. But okay, let's start off with the first question for you, with the first live question for you. Do you have a physical copy, demo copy we can see?
Not at the moment. We are waiting for pre-production copies, and for sure we will share with you some pictures as available. We are fine-tuning some of the details in the production process, so we are deciding some of the components, final materials, and so. And as soon as we will show them to you for sure. So follow us on our social media or here on Twitch, that maybe once we will be able to make a live gameplay with the physical copy of the game.
Or would you do a live unboxing first, maybe?
Yes.
Would you like it, guys? Would you like watching a live unboxing? Okay, so the next question is, can you name your consultant?
Okay. We prefer not to name him at the moment because we haven't received an official authorization from him before the live today, but for sure we will let you know this, and probably you will find also his name in the rules as a contributor in the game, an important contributor to the game, for sure.
Thank you. Okay, so maybe I think I can pass the floor to you, and you can actually ask the questions to the two authors here.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Rosita. So first question, and that I ask you both, so maybe you can also share each one his own version of this story. So how the game was born? How the idea pop up in your mind, firstly?
It's always a nice stories, the born of a game, because it's one of the most shining moment in the story of a game. There are also a lot of pain and suffering during the development, but the moment when you have the idea is one of the best ones. So it's good to speak about it. We was in a holiday, me and Virginio and some of friend of us. Usually we have
and Flaminia.
Yeah, Flaminia, and also some other designer. Usually we have a week of holiday in a country house where we play games, speak about games, stay in the swimming pool and play again games. This more or less for 1 week. And we was in the swimming pool and speaking about the future, and we have the idea to reuse the mechanism of Grandostri Hotel because we love that mechanism. Usually we never want to reuse a mechanism because we want to try every time new challenge, new elements, new mechanisms. But the idea of Grandostria is one of the mechanisms we love it so much, and we have the idea to recreate a completely new game with that mechanism. So this is the start of all the process.
Okay, and which were the next steps? What happens next? How the game developed?
I'll speak a little because English isn't good.
Don't worry, because
Simone can speak also for me.
But Rosita may help you if you need some support in English. No problem. Okay. I think that all the gamers following us want to listen to you as well.
I go on?
Yeah.
Okay. Virginia
Sorry,
take.
what interruption? Someone just
Yeah.
said, those holidays sound great.
Yes, because we are very near to the next holidays, and we are very a lot of waiting about this week, because it's after the pandemic, and they're very relaxing. We work, but with relax, and it's not really often to have this mix.
We play more than we work. But
it's more or less the same.
Yes,
but,
for you it's the same, or not?
yeah. It's research.
Yeah. After the first idea, Virginio take the game and make a first draft with the first element, using a theme about Budapest. So it's the old city of Budapest. Then we share a game project, and I have a lot for many years the idea to use the Legend of Golem, because I've never been in Prague, but read a lot about Prague, and in my mind it's a magical city, and this legend is something that I like so much about this legend, about the connection with the city. So I have in my mind for a lot of years to make a game about the Legend of Golem of Prague. And I shared to Virginio, why not? Why? It's possible that it's the right time to use this theme. Virginio liked this strange theme, and so we start to adapt the game to this new theme, because we are at a very early stage of development. I don't know if we made a test or not about the first version, but we are very, very early stage of development. And then we found a lot of problem, because the theme is quite strange, and we want to recreate the tension where the rabbit tried to control the golem, and the golem growing strength, but it's more difficult to control. So we found several problems to solve to recreate this tension. So the golem go to more interesting places, but it's more difficult to control. As usual, all the original elements usually create problems. So we spend a lot of time testing together and try to find the right solution to the element. More than 1 year for sure.
Yes.
We started in the holiday of 2018.
2018.
Yes, 3 years ago.
So strong year of development, and then all the process of making it a game, a physical game. So dressing it with the graphics and so on. So 3 years till now.
It's not the longest one, but it's so long. It's a long travel, and it's really a big emotion when you see the final solution of the game, because you have in mind all the steps you passed through the last year. So it's not only a game, but it's pieces of 3 years of your life that you think about. So it's very, really nice to see the final version of the game after so long time.
Yes, I can imagine that. I take the opportunity just to show you a little bit about the golem movement, as you talk about the golem control. So basically, we will have a number of steps the golem will need to move at the mandatory at the beginning of each round, and then with our priest, we will need to follow the golem and to match the same step in each of the 3 districts of Prague to be sure to control them. Otherwise, if we are not able to reach the same step, we will need to pay a number of knowledge equal to the number of steps to be able to control the golem anyway. Otherwise, we are going to lose the control of the golem, and this is pretty expensive for us during the the game. Am I correct?
It's not good for
yeah.
the player. Yeah.
They
These
lose.
mechanics was in the game from the first version of the Golem game, but we are not able to make the tension, because in the first version the movement is a decision of the player. So the player chooses to move the golem and it works, but they don't have the pressure of the golem that grow and lose the control. After many try and many different solutions, we make the mandatory phase, movement phase at the beginning of the round, and it give this kind of tension to that the tester like.
Yes, it makes a lot of pressure when playing, because you are always counting the number of steps, the knowledge you have, and yes, I totally agree. That's
we can say a last thing about it, that is strange that you during the game sometimes have to kill your worker, that the golems. So you want to control to have a lot of golem, and you have to control them, but sometimes you have to kill them because they may give you more problems than good effects.
yes, and also killing golems is not that bad, because if Rosita can share the table again, we can see that also we have a cemetery dedicated to our golems, and you have a lot of interesting bonuses as well that you can get by killing your golems. So it's not something negative for sure.
Yes, this is also another mechanism we introduce to make more adjacent the mechanics to the theme, because in the real legend, Rabilo destroy the golem because he lose the control of the golem. To recreate this moment in the game.
Okay, we have lost Simone for one second, but I think that the answer was clear. I've seen that there are a couple of questions that I can answer, I think, pretty quickly. So there was a question by Jailbird that is asking if magic is still in the game. No, there's no more magic in the game. To be more correct and respectful, we change everything, all these section in the game into knowledge. So now, to be more correct in the historical representation, the rabbis can grow their knowledge and acquire new books old books that they can add to their library. Okay, and the second question that I will answer is about the synagogue. So the synagogue will be partly in cardboard. All the shuffler part or the top part of the synagogue will be in cardboard, but the tray below, where the marbles line up, will be a plastic tray. Okay, I can see the... Okay, yes, this is khaki back. Okay, so this is those are two questions that we answer live. Then I follow up with the other question received during the week, and this is more into the gameplay. So from Levi. A question I would like to ask: when looking at their previous games, I'm impressed with the inventive twists that the design team have always given to existing mechanism. For Golem, the action strength mechanism from Grandhouse Hotel makes a return. Are there other creative ideas that haven't been shown yet that the designer are proud of? So I think that partially you have already answered, because we have been talking about the golem control, but so Simone, do you want to add something about the new mechanism that you implement in the golem game?
The new mechanism in Golem game.
Yes.
Yeah, if we start from an old mechanism, so we like to recreate a completely new feeling in the other part of the game, because the final goal is to give to the player a completely new experience. So we first of all we work a lot on the combination between the worker placement and the marble selection. So in the Grand Austria you take only marble. Here we made a mix like in Mombasa. Pfister make the mix between play card and place the worker. Here we mix the place the worker with taking the marble or dice in the Grand Austria. And we like the feeling from the beginning. The other two main mechanisms that give something really new to the game is the movement of the golem on the board, because it's a worker that you don't place but move in an automatical way. So you have to control, and you want to move, but moving too much creates some problems. So it's a strange tension between the movement on the golem and activation. It's quite complex to manage all the golem structure, but if you are able to manage them well, you are able to make some super combo turn with a lot of activation.
Yes, also because we haven't said this before, but once you proceed in each district, the action you can activate with your golem becomes more and more powerful. So on one side, it's interesting for you to grow your golem, but on the other side, as Simone said, it becomes more and more complex to control them. So you have to try to find a good balance between those two options.
Yeah, and the last element that we add in the last part of the development, we first develop the main mechanism with the movement of the golem, and when we are satisfied about the central mechanism, we change a lot the personal board, because we want to give to the player a more deep experience. We try to increase the complexity of the game we choose, and we create this special personal board where there are 3 different areas, each of them related to one of the different strategy. And on each area, you have a lot of tiles that you can turn and change places, paying resources to customize your board. So you can have a more powerful bonus in one or another direction, until the artifact where you completely customize each artifact, adding some possibility of activation and increasing the income they provide to you. So in my experience, it's the most customizable board I ever seen. It's a little bit complex to manage at the beginning, but give to the player a lot of possibilities during the game, because you have more or less 5 different upgrade in each area. So it's 15 upgrade combination that could combine in different way. So it's really so much.
Yes, we haven't shown the personal board before, but as you can see, and as Simone was saying, we have 3 different areas dedicated each to one of the main resources in the game. So we have the blue area connected to knowledge, we have the red area connected to Golem, and all the development we can make for a specific area. Also, this board is very important for the final scoring, right?
Yes. Yeah, because we have the idea to have an elegant solution where all the development give you power bonus during the game, so more adding something to your engine, but also your engine, but also give you victory point at the end of the game of a condition. So, for example, you develop your golem area and then multiply for the golem you build the number of candelabra that you see on your upgrade. So the game push you to push the player to focus on one of the strategy. Usually it's not enough, only one. You need to explore the game in at least 2 different areas. But if you focus so much in one area, you can maximize a lot of points using these scoring mechanics.
Yes, both during the game and for the final scoring. So I follow up with some question from Pierre. So as a question for the designers, I'd like to know, how did they first start the process of designing the game? Did they come up with the theme first and then implemented the Grand Austria Hotel mechanism action selection over it, or they decided from the beginning? I think that we already asked this question. If Virginia want to add something maybe about this starting point in the game, otherwise we can maybe proceed with other questions.
No, I think we have said enough about it. The important thing is that the mechanic was the starting element, but the theme diciamo è stato unito
matched properly, we can say
very quickly. And it is important because when you create a game without a clear theme, the whole game will be more cold. Instead, if the theme and the mechanic grow together, each influence the other, and they grow well together. So we think the theme is started very soon, and it's good. I hope.
Yes, I think that it emerged when looking at the game that everything makes sense. It's not something that was just attached there, but stick there. But there's we can see the process in between. So the other idea, okay. Also, Pierre says, love to hear designers talk about their creative process. Simone gave a great explanation on how they initially used the Grand Austria Hotel mechanism, but they couldn't find an interesting sixth action to have that would fit the game. So they moved from dice to this ingenious system of marbles. Can you explain this to us, Simone?
Yes, the creative process, you sometimes, often choose a strange path to develop the idea. Sometimes you have a really good idea from a stupid or useless element, but give you in your mind stimulating for a really interesting idea. In this specific situation, we start with 6 actions because we have a six dice with 6 faces, so we choose 6 actions. But during development, we have always a 6th action that is a little bit weakness, not interesting. 4 action is very clear. The Joker action is really useful, like in Grand Austria. But the 6th action, we never find an action that we are very proud of it. We are the feeling is it's the perfect action. So we have the strange idea to create a random generator that is not use dice but work in a similar way. And also we are happy because we can add something 3D nice to see to the game. So we also solve a small problem to the game in an elegant way, in something that recreates something nice to see. We pass the problem to our project manager that need to solve it, but it's not our problem, so we are happy.
We want to say hi to Giuliano that enjoyed a lot. I can imagine this part of finding the solution for this.
But I pass this problem to Giuliano because I know that he's very skilled in this kind of situation. He make something really more complex. This problem very fast and in a really nice way.
Great. So maybe we can, talking about the actions, maybe we can give our viewers a small introduction to the main action that are available on the personal board. Simone, do you want to explain them, or I go, as you prefer?
You can go, no problem.
Okay, so I go and you correct me if I say anything incorrect.
Sure.
Okay, so as said by Simone, we have 4 unique actions, and then a 5th mirror action that allow you to perform the 4 other action, and can be really very useful when you don't have the opportunity to take one of those actions. So basically, starting from the first action, this action allowed you to activate your golems. So once you have placed your golems, those are standing on the board. It means that they are active and can be used and activated. Once I take this action, I can activate 1, 2, 3, or 4 golems if I have them on my board, and on the city of Prague. It's more correct. And I will have to pay 1, 3, 5, or 8 knowledge token to be able to do so. So, for example, I will get a discount of 1 marble, as I have 1 marble available here. And I will, so for example, to activate 2 golems, I will pay 2 instead of 3 knowledge. I have 1 golem here, let's say, and 1 golem here. So I can immediately take the action of the golem in the corresponding position. So 1 golem make my student advance 1 step in a track of my choice. We will have 1 student in each district of Prague. So the red one, the yellow one, and the blue one. So I can choose 1 student and move it 1 step forward. The other golem makes me get 2 knowledge back as resource. And each time I use my golem, I make them work, then they lay down, so they cannot be activated again until they move. So if I move my golems for any kind of action that I can find on the personal board, as a special ability on a book, I can take up my golem again, and then it will be available again to perform new actions. The second action here is about clay. So basically in the action, I will take a number of the resources corresponding to the number of marbles available in this line, and I can use this clay to make this clay and all the clay that I already have in my personal reserve, and I can make an upgrade on my personal board. So going back to our personal board, those upgrade available here on the golem area, all those that you can see here. And I can also decide to build one golem. So I will pay 3 clay to create a new golem and place it in a new district where I do not have a golem yet. If I place it where I already have another golem, I can do that, but I will pay an additional cost in clay.
Okay.
Then the 2 other actions are pretty similar, because basically I will get a number of coins and knowledge corresponding to the marbles in each line, and then I will be able to make an upgrade on the specific area on my personal board. And as an additional action I can perform, I can pay 3 coins in this case to get 1 gold, and gold will be really very important to be able to activate our artifacts on the board. Or I can buy 1 book, and we have several books available in each round on our on the main board here up in the upper part, that is the library. The last action, as said, is a mirror action. So I can pay 1 coin to use the marble here in this line to perform one of the other action that maybe have few marbles during this round, or do not have marble, because it may happen also. Then additionally, we can say there are 2 important things connected to the color of the marbles, and this is the reason also because we, as Simone said, they pass to colored marbles instead of dices, because the marble has the same colors as the districts in Prague. So each time that I pick a marble of a specific color, my student moves 1 step on this district on the city of Prague. Otherwise, if I choose a white marble, this will not be useful, because I'm not going to move any student. While the black marble will allow me to move 2 different students. But it also has a negative effect, but maybe we will talk later of the negative effect, and we can proceed a little bit about the question we still have about the game.
We have some questions in the meantime. I don't know if you finished the ones that we had already received. In case we have someone who's asking, is the worldwide release? I think it's going to be in autumn, right? Still for everyone. Is that correct?
More or less, we can say, because we do not distribute directly the game worldwide. So where we have partners, we have to check with our partners which exactly will be the release of the game. So most probably it will be an autumn release, as said, for the English version of the game and the Italian for sure. But yes, we are already in talk with a lot of our partners, and we most probably announce in a few days or weeks of the collaboration we are signing in these days, and so I think that our partners will be more precise about the release schedule for each of the languages.
Okay, thank you. We also have another one saying the graphics have changed a lot since I played it almost 1 year ago on Tabletop Simulator with Simone, Flaminia, and Virginio. Is that true?
The question is from Shelley, so probably she was one
More
of
of
the...
it's a more of a, you know, like more than
because she tested the game on TTS with our prototypal graphics. So we during the quarantine, during the pandemic, we used a lot of time Tabletop Simulator for our games. So we implement the games where the graphics works from Cranio. It wasn't started yet. So we start from our prototypal graphics. Then we have the first steps of graphics to the game, and then now in the last month we have more or less the final graphics. So we play test several different versions of the game with different graphics, because we developed the graphic of the game during the last year.
It's a long process to adapt, to combine the art with the graphics and the functionality of the game as well.
Yes, because when you find the perfect mechanics, it's not the end of the travel, because the time a publisher takes especially for a complex game, to create the right icon, the right graphics, the right illustration, mix them in the best way, take a lot of time. Need to be tested several times. It's very difficult to understand how much time this kind of game needs.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, I bet. Same Shelley DD asks, how did you solve the marble section problem? I remember that the dice solution was not satisfactory for Simone. How the marble box works, you actually already showed that, right? So this...
Yes, we can say that the synagogue will be a marble shuffler, so a sort of dice thrower, but for marbles. So yes, we will show soon a prototype to let you see exactly how does it works. But I think that yes, Simone already answered the pass from dice to marbles as well.
Yeah, we just explained the reason between the choices, and I'm really happy to see the final result. When I saw the first prototype of Marble Shuffler, my feedback is wow. So
yes.
It's really nice to see the marble, the sound of the marble, the picking of the marble. It's something that has a nice touch, add a nice touch to the game.
Okay, so I will show it in Tabletop Simulator. Even if it's not the same, I think it's a wow effect as well. So I think
half and half.
Francesco did a great job to have this shuffler on Tabletop Simulator as well. It has been not easy, I think.
Yeah, really good implementation of it.
Great. So one comment, not a question. Personal boards customization seems really great. a lot of paths to explore. So
hope the player like it. We are proud of it. We hope the player like it.
Really hope so. Then we have the last one, just the most recent, the 1, 2, 3, 4 gold for activating artifacts on the player board make me think of the dancers from the Grand Austria expansion. You've already explained this probably. Is it a similar mechanism? We've actually spoken about the similarities, right? Between Grand Austria Hotel and Golem, correct? I don't know if you want to summarize a little for this last question.
There are some connection because in both mechanics you have the choice of which power you want. Not so much.
We have lost Simone until you were saying want. So I think that we miss an important piece.
Yeah, there is a connection between the two mechanisms because in both of them you need to choose if you want to invest in a expensive element with more power or in a cheaper one with small power. But the feeling is quite different because in Grand Austria is something that is not central and unlock a small one-shot bonus. Here you unlock a big income that you can customize and you can activate several times during the game. So this mechanism is more near in the center of the game, so it's more focused on. And the feeling is something that you can grow a lot. Not in Grand Austria, it's only a tactical element that adds something to the game, but not so much. Here, you can play a lot on artifacts. So the final feeling, in my opinion, is really different.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just something that look like because you spend to activate something, but in Golem it's more part of the engine, we can say. So you activate these both to get income during the game and for the final scoring, while in Grand Hotel is something more like a spot bonus that you get. And,
yes.
It saves you for one turn or something like that, we can say. Okay.
Thank you, Ed.
We also have Monica Walkers. You know her, right, Elisa, who says hi?
Yes. Hi, Monica. Hi. Okay. Nice to have you here. And if Rosita, if you don't have any more live question, I go back to the question that we have collected before. So a question that we received from a lot of gamers is about the variability in the game. And if in your consideration and in your wish the game is made to be a long-lasting game because every time the game changes or not?
In my point of view, it's not a weakness, the low variability, because the variability, you can find variability in a lot of directions. Because you change the books each time because you draft them, and there are a lot of books, but the character give direction to the player, the goal in hand give different direction to the player, the customizable board are really different, can be explored in several different ways. Sometimes also have front and back, so you can choose a lot of different direction. The artifact, we have 8 different combination of artifact, and you use 4 of them each game. So you can play 8 different game with different artifact. But also the activation space on the board are different. Out of them each game. So the tile where you place the rugby. So there are so many different possibilities. Also, the start are asymmetric, and you take some starting tile that give you bonus, something like the starting of Tolkien. So give you an asymmetrical and different start for each player. So there are really a lot of different element that give a lot of variability, and each game could be really different from each other.
Yes, and then also, sorry, Virginia.
Yes, I would like to speak also of the characters because also them are an element of variability, and they give more sense to the color of the marble. I think we haven't spoke enough about them.
Yes, you are correct, because before I was telling about the color of the marbles as an important element for moving your student, but they are also a very important element for activating the characters that you have available during each round. So, as you can see, on each character, we have a different combination of colored marble. And if you are able to pick the correct marble during each round, you will be able to access the bonuses of the character available in this round. So basically, all the characters have an equal power, that is getting 3 coin, that is the one below, but then above each character has a very unique and specific ability and action that can be activated only there. So it's pretty important, and can influence a lot also the gameplay, because I can perform an additional and powerful action if I can achieve the correct combination in marbles.
Okay, thank you.
No, thanks to you, Virginia, and thank you for pointing out these, because it's a pretty important thing as well. And also, I don't know if Simone mentioned this before, but in the setup, we will pick also 3 goal cards that will for sure influence the game every time in a different way. Am I right, Simone? There are many different type of goals that we can achieve, and for sure these will help us taking a direction during the game.
Especially in the first game, it's really important to have a direction, because we have so many possibilities in front of you. So it's not bad to have something that give you an indication.
So basically, in the setup, there will be a draft for these 4 cards, and then we keep 3 goals each. And so we will have to decide if we want to have similar goals. So, for example, here we can see that we have different levels of goals connected to the movement of the priest. And if we achieve those 2 goals, we will get both the bonuses in victory points. But as those are 2 similar goals, we will not take extra bonuses. Otherwise, if we are able to achieve different type of goals, we will also access some extra bonuses that are indicated here below. So if we get 2 different type of goals, 3 different type of goals, 4 or more different type of goals, we will get extra victory points. And this sounds also really very difficult, but interesting as well. Okay, so I get back to the last question that we have collected during the last times. So we have a couple of questions from Stefano Di Martino, and the first question is: there will be there a solo mode in the game?
Yes.
Yes, Virginia developed a really good solo mode.
Yeah.
So maybe we can give a quick overview of how the solo works. And Virginia, if you want to speak Italian, then me or Rosita can translate it easily, because I think that the gamers here are really very curious about this solo mode.
Ok, aspetta, sul tavolo. Beh, diciamo intanto che questo automa è particolarmente, cioè è abbastanza complesso, ma anche piuttosto abile a giocare, insomma, almeno da quello che abbiamo visto. Cioè, lui gioca davvero, cioè non fa, diciamo, mosse molto, come dire, presettate.
Okay, so first of all, we can say that it's an automa mode solo. So basically, we can add the automa when we play in solo, but we can also add the automa when we play in more players. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So that's something also interesting if we play, for example, in 2 and want to also spice up a little bit the competition. So basically, as was saying Virginio, the automa will properly act and will take its action. Its action. So it will be easy to manage, but complex in as a structure. So let's see how does it work.
Non so se è il caso di andare in dettaglio, cioè forse non tutti sono interessati al dettaglio dell'automa, però dimmi tu.
No, magari se vogliamo vedere giusto una carta. Una carta, giusto per capire come funziona. Yes, we can just take a quick look to some on some of the cards, just to understand how does it works, and then we will go deeper in another video for sure.
Okay. Diciamo intanto che ci sono 4 livelli di difficoltà. There are 4 levels for the automa. So, for example, this is the automa board in first and second level, and this is third and fourth level. For example, the first column of the card is usually a bonus for the automa for per un certo tipo di livello, cioè da un certo livello in su, ecco, diciamo così.
Okay, so in the card we will find the reference for the correct level of the action to use, depending on the level of the automa that we want to introduce in the game.
For example, in this card, the automa, if you are playing in third or fourth level, gain automatically 1 gold. If you are playing 1 or 2 level, the automa doesn't gain the gold. And
Okay.
then you have to choose if the automa make a marble action or a rabbin action. This is the first
Choice to make.
Okay, for example, with this card, on the left we have the marble action, and then the automa make perform this action. For example, the action with the maximum number of marbles. In this situation, this action is the work for the golem. And you have to go down to understand what color of marble the automa wants to take. This is the first action of the round. After other player have played, the automa draw another card, and in this case, the action chosen will be the rabbin. So he plays this rabbin on an action on the board. For example, in this case, on the second, if is free, and perform, for example, this action. And so on. The fourth column, the blue one, is for the books. When during this action, the golem take a book, this column tell you which is the book taken by the yes. And this is
Okay. Yes. So as I can see, it seems that it has been pretty difficult to develop this kind of automa that is so interactive. It's not something that you just roll a die and decide for an action, but it's really complex and structured because, as you said, it seems that really the automa take actions and perform as one of the players. So,
yes. It's as diciamo, some come si dice facilitazione.
Cosa vuol dire esattamente?
E qualche aiuto, diciamo, per esempio lui utilizza una risorsa generica al posto di argilla, soldi e mana e conoscenza.
It makes it easier. Rende più facile, makes it easier. Could it be?
Make it easier because
Sì.
he can choose the resource, so he has a bonus resource, we can say. Okay.
Per lui sono uguali argilla, soldi e conoscenze, quindi quando deve prenderle le prende qui su questo questo contatore, e quando deve spenderle le spende qui.
Okay. So quindi, it doesn't accumulate physically the resources, but you have but it has his personal board where when you point out how many resources he gets and he spends. Okay.
Sì, diciamo che per lui le risorse sono tutte jolly, capito? Perché sarebbe difficile per lui fare le azioni avendo già le risorse che si è preparato quelle giuste, ovviamente.
Sure. It would be more complex for the automa to get the correct resources, otherwise to perform a specific action in the round after. So I had a small question about this automa. Is this the first solution that you found for a solo mode for Golem, or this is one out of many that you tried before?
No, this is the first, and I have developed it with a long and hard work, but satisfied by it, and I'm very curious of the sensation, the feeling for the players, because this is my first automa, and I want to understand how the players if they like it or no.
I think that
I
all the gamers are pretty curious as well.
I strongly hope yes, and I'm quite sure this is a good job, but we have to see.
We are pretty confident in you, Virginia, really.
No pressure.
So we have one last question about the Golem game. So and it's about its complexity. The question is by Stefano Di Martino again. So you want to know if the game is more or less the same complexity level as Lorenzo il Magnifico, or it will be heavier, we can say.
It's a bit more complex.
Yeah, it's not easy to answer this kind of different question because, for example, in my opinion, Newton is more easier than Lorenzo, but a lot of people say me no, Newton is more complex. So there is a lot of subjective feeling, but I think it's one step up because of the complexity of the board, the possibility of the golem. So I think it's one step up to Lorenzo.
Yes, also because you have many more options. Also in Lorenzo, you build your engine, but I think here you have plenty of other choices that you can do during the game and then influence really a lot the gameplay. This is my humble opinion as a gamer, nothing more. But I played both, and this is my opinion on this. So I don't know if Rosita has any other live question to add. Okay, no. So I think that I will ask a final question to the authors, and this is about your future projects. So let us know if you have common projects ongoing and personal ones.
And both.
Okay. So what do you want to reveal first? And what you can reveal.
we have a common project that we are working on, but probably the publisher like to wait
to announce.
Wait a little bit to reveal, announce it, to give details. Probably don't know if Virginia agree, but
yes, but I think during the next year something will be released. But it's a big project, a bit strange for us, different from the game we have create in the past, but we are very confident about it. Now is the main thing that we have together.
And then each of you.
I have two games for this year, and Pegasus will publish First Rat. That is a game, a medium game, light, more light than Golem. That is a game they have developed with a friend, Gabriele Ausiello, who is a good auto, but come si dice pigro?
Lazy.
Lazy.
Sì, lazy. And so this is his first game, but he could make more.
So you
And
have a slow development process.
and the second is a game with my all the group with Flaminia, Antonio, and Stefano. It's a medium game also that is Wizard & Co. And I think it will be a Kickstarter with Sinister Fish, the publisher of Villagers, Streets. But I don't know if in this year or the start of the next year. And
Yes,
so on.
I see.
And there are several things we are working on, but not in.
Not officially
No, officially.
announced or
So we'll stay
we
tuned.
work for now.
We'll keep a
So
watch.
great.
I think Simone have something more.
Well,
Usually.
you have a lot ongoing anyway, I think. And yes, Simone, what about you? I think that we also have a big project with Cranio.
I have big project with Cranio that something in my feeling near barrage as the quality of the project and also the amount of time we worked on. Is a game that I designed with Danilo Sabia, that is the author of Vendake. It's his first game. It's a good game with good feeling from the players, and we worked on this project for more than 3 years. It's a long journey, and we are near the end. Probably we would like to release this game at the end of the year, but it's a game. It's my first experience in a 4X game. So it's a game with a strong Euro core, with Euro action mechanics about the selection of the action, but you can fight with the other player, you can control the area, you can destroy something. So it's really interactive and probably with miniature. So it's something different from the usual, but as different area, different project, different paths. So we are curious to see if the player like also this kind of game. I think it's
Yes, I think we are all excited about this game and we can't wait to start talking about it. I think that you have to stay tuned here and on BGG, because I know that David as well, our colleague on the BGG community, is quite ready to start with some exciting announcement on these. So keep updated.
Yeah, we're all very impatient to announce and reveal some sneak peeks and little bits of information to start with, teasing information.
Yes.
Okay, so sorry, the door slammed. So you were saying? Elisa?
No, No, I just want to say thank you to both Simone and Virginio for all your time and for answering all the questions. And I think that we do not have any other question to add at the moment. But
we have just one person, 1910 Alfredo, saying hello from Belgium. We are all waiting for Golem.
yeah.
So.
It will arrive soon. We are working on that.
Yeah, but no other questions.
So thank you to you both, Simone and Virginio. Thank you to Rosita. Thank you for all the viewers today. You have been really a lot. We are really appreciated all your question and your comments on the game. If you have any other question or comments, please let us know. We are here anyway weekly, and then we will answer also on our social media, on BGG and so on. So I pass to Rosita for closing the live.
I want to thank you, Elisa, as well, apart from Virginia and Simone, for joining us, for being so nice, and for everyone for asking so many questions. We love the fact that you're so interested in Golem. We can't wait. And so we'll see you. So far, we haven't scheduled a live yet, but we will soon. And so please stay tuned. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and on YouTube, apart from Twitch, obviously, to stay tuned. And because when we will schedule the next live, we will publish, we will post it, we will publicize it, okay? So see you soon, guys. And hi, Paul Brogan. Hello. Sorry,
hi, Paul.
Same vibe, but
hi, Paul.
So bye, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi, everybody.